I got Nuggs on my phone. Eatnuggs.com. What is your initial impression of this lovely, very red website?
I don't like the Tesla of chicken.
That's their tagline, the Tesla of chicken.
Does it mean it doesn't really work right? It has a lot of fit and finish problems if you actually get to it.
Oh.
You admit it.
It's, mine has been a lovely dream to own. Though the computer is so slow, I'm paying for an upgrade that will cost me $2,700 and not covered under warranty. Thanks, Elon. No, I don't think that's what they mean. No, just that it feels sci-fi, it feels futuristic. There's something about the Tesla of chicken. I think it's just like a polarizing phrase meant to, like, you'll read that and then you will either get it or not.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Now, what's interesting about this is it says the entirety of the homepage on mobile, Nuggs 2.0, the Tesla of chicken, with a picture of chicken nuggets. These aren't meat. This is entirely plant-based.
I get that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, looking at this homepage, that's not obvious at all.
Well, the first thing you scroll down is a chicken nugget chicken nugget simulation. Nuggs utilize an advanced soy protein technology. They're delicious. I love them. I mean, they taste delicious for chicken nuggets. They are perfect chicken nuggets. Well, I mean, what does it mean, delicious for chicken nuggets? Chicken nuggets are inherently delicious.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, we're not getting this is not a steakhouse. Gordon Ramsay's not making me beef Wellington here. They're chicken nuggies.
Which are delicious.
They are delicious. I've been eating these. We'll usually do them for, like, lunch or dinner on the weekend when we're slumming it. I love chicken nuggies. And even my kids are like, wow, they're like spicy nuggets. They smell so good. They look good. Can we have some? We're like, no, you guys eat meat. You're not getting these. You can have the Tyson. All right, so Nuggs, eatnuggs.com, and then at the top they have a banner. They rebranded over the summer to Simulate. The brand is now called Simulate because they're expanding beyond Nuggs. There's Nuggs discs. Those are chicken patties. And I read they're going to do a hot dog, which that's a tough thing to do. A good non-meat simulated hot dog.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that grills up.
But
I do like, this stuff, you know me, not good with feelings. So it's sort of just like, look how cool this is. Look how cool.
Any site that's like very much cool first, you inherently hate.
Yes.
And sometimes I get that a little bit too. It's why I love anti-design sites. But I don't think this is anti-design. I do think the copywriting's is tongue-in-cheek.
I think it's in your face.
And it's bold, it's in your face, and it's tongue-in-cheek.
You love bold-in-your-face websites.
I do. Pit Vipers.
Being
like
about what I was going to say.
Yeah, my baby. I love Pit Vipers. So, all right, Nuggs 2.0, the Tesla of chicken. You're going to land on this, and you're going to say, oh, that's interesting. And it was probably recommended to you by someone who heard you're like vegan or pescatarian, whatever, and they said, well, you should check out Nuggs. I love Nuggs when I'm slumming it. And I love on mobile, they have, the site uses animation very well. There's a little bit of animation going on here. They've got this like kind of monochromatic color pattern that makes it feel very futuristic. And I think that fits that like Tesla of chicken tagline. And then they have, which I think is clever because they're really optimizing for like this one product at the moment. It just says they've got a buy now sticky button. And they do have a sticky header, but it's fairly minimal.
Yeah, I do like that buy now button. Like that to me is like that's a thing that I'm very into.
That sticky footer buy now button.
Pushing them down the line of like, go buy something.
Well, and then what's nice about that is you don't have to have that like buy now call to action button repeatedly through your page. And as you scroll down, they've got some like phenomenally great model photos and this in your face, but honest copywriting. Kills you slower is literally what this thing says, because they say, hey, it's got more protein than the actual chicken nuggets and 40% less fat. And they're cholesterol free. Oh, wonderful. But they refer to that as kills you slower. So they're not claiming it's health food. Engineered. They do some parallax scrolling when you get to the bottom. Mm-hmm. So, and they're like, this is just the stuff off their box that they're, these images, these illustrations.
See, you're going through all this stuff. I already hit buy now. I'm on the product page.
And then they've got their brag bar. They're seen on Today, Forbes. Oh, this is really clever. All right, so you should have stayed on the homepage. At the bottom, they have a thing. It says, send 5 free Nuggs to someone you love. And you put in their phone number, and it texts them on your behalf. I don't know if this is legitimate or not. I don't.
Well,
I did.
You're really going with the target market here, where the way you give your information is by giving them your Instagram account.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So it's assumed you have an Instagram. So let's be honest. You're not supposed to buy this if you're under the age of 30.
Probably not. But
if you're over the age of 30.
This SMS thing is so convenient. This is how we bought Nuggs for the first time. I used this to send it to my wife, who then was like, should I buy these? These look good. Should I buy them? And then she did it.
Yeah, it just assumes you have Instagram. That's pretty crazy.
Well, and then when you get down, like right after that, it goes straight into social proof. People love Nuggs, and it's just Instagram post after Instagram post.
I'm so old.
Are you saying Nuggs makes you feel that you're like, this is gen gapped?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I'm old.
See, I need to stay cool. So I got to eat Nuggs so I can be cool.
I got to go home and watch more TCM.
And then Nuggs are always improving. Here we go. Nuggs operates like a software company. Nuggs are continuously updated by our team of food scientists and engineers. We take user feedback, areas for improvement, and then they refer to that as the latest software release of the Nuggs. Latest release, Nuggs 2.0. Nuggs 2.0 includes fixes and improvements. This update, a close to indistinguishable chicken-like substrate. Chicken-like substrate. But it's funny, and it makes you curious. And you're like, all right, I'll check this out. I want to try it. Like, what's that like? What is chicken-like substrate? And sure enough, Nuggs 2.0 are fantastic. And then this, I think the footer is the only thing that surprises me, in that often on DTC sites and some of my favorite sites, you have these really big mega footers. This one does not do that. There's only a few things in there, and a very subtle back to top button. On that Instagram thing, though, the only social media link on here is Instagram, nothing else. You notice that in the footer?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. All right, so we got to click this buy now button.
Yeah.
It is desperate. I'm on the product detail page, and oh my gosh, there is no product photo. There's a 360 spinner of the box as a 3D render that you could just spin with your thumb on mobile. I assume on desktop it works with your mouse. And then the only option really is, do you want original or spicy? And it's done as, what would you call that button at the top?
Toggle.
It's got a toggle. What happens when you click that toggle?
Oh, it just changes it.
Does it?
Yeah.
It changes the title to Spicy Nuggs, and the box catches fire.
Well, I noticed on original, they didn't size their font correctly, so the title actually runs off the screen.
Ouch.
Come on.
Really? Oh, yeah, look at that. You're right, it does. 50 original Nugg.
Yeah, I also have a phone.
Is it yours a different size than mine?
Mine's 414.
I don't know what this is. XS Pro Max, XDR, Turbo.
You call yourself
EDU.
a professional.
.gov.
.gov.
iPhone 12.gov. All right, so I'm going with the spicy. Because that it doesn't run off the screen, and it's on fire.
Well, obviously you want spicy.
Yeah, I want, give me the flavor.
Become a beta tester. That's funny.
They refer...
The subscription plan is beta testing.
Yeah. Recurring monthly order. Become a beta tester. Save an extra 10%. And again, so it's like going with that software release style. Tesla did the same thing. There's some of the features in my car have a beta warning attached to them. So
I'm going to point something out here that's like a huge pet peeve of mine. So this little checkbox right here, the checkbox to become a radio tester. So you check it by actually hitting the little checkmark circle, but the text next to it should be a label element, is what that's called. So it's a form element is the left. It's form type checkbox, input type checkbox. The label would be associated with that checkbox, and if it was associated correctly with that checkbox, you could hit the label text, and it would also check the box.
Oh.
But clearly on this website, they did not do it correctly. So you have to kind of hit or miss the checkbox and hope it works.
I want to fat finger this thing.
Yeah, so you could fat finger it with your thumb, the entire block of text right there, and it would work, but they didn't do it right.
I do appreciate that part of the product form, it does say free express shipping, US shipping only.
Oh yeah.
And they really, like, it doesn't look out of place. It really fits in there. They're the monthly subscription. Become a beta tester. That's checked by default, isn't it?
No, it wasn't for me.
No? Here, let me refresh that. Well, even if I refresh the page.
Well, it'll remember.
It'll remember. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It wasn't for me.
Okay. And then they try to upsell you, and they do a good job. $31.50 for £2. You're saving, because it would normally be $35. And then, or save 43%. It's got a little CSS animation to try and get me to buy twice as much. Instead of 50 nugs, buy 100 nugs. Clear, that's an amazing deal.
I want to know what's the nugs per meal setting.
Isn't that...
How many nugs do you get per meal? I guess 10 nugs a meal.
Yeah, it's whatever the...
They haven't met me.
Sure.
Give me that 20 piece.
I did not know that you had all these, like, terrific nugs takes. Just like chicken nuggets in general.
What? They're good. Who doesn't like chicken nuggets?
All right, yeah, you're right. I love nuggets. I didn't know if I was strange or not, though.
I like how the title changes when you flip between the different variants.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Now it kind of confirms your order. 100 spicy nugs.
Yeah, and then
the product title.
And the little save 36%'s bopping. That's a nice little animation right there. That's easy.
I like that.
Cool.
And I love it gives you the meal cost. That's a little bit liquid logic or JavaScript to do that. Where it's at like $2.02 per meal. I
mean, I see that. Yeah. That's easy.
We did that on Harney, where it tells you the cost per cup of your tea.
Well, on Harney's is way harder in that they sell you there's 10 different ways you could buy that tea. So we had to figure out all the different ways it broke down.
All right, so I'm not even going down the page. I'm just clicking buy now.
It's just a lot more. Well, they do have the ingredients. They have the full ingredients on there, which is good, I think. I think probably, I'm sure if you're a person in the market for vegetarian chicken nuggets, you probably care a lot about what's in your food. So you want to pre-check what the ingredients are.
Well, plus if someone comes to you and says, look, it's simulated chicken polymer or substrate, you're like, well, I got to check those ingredients maybe. But what's cool is as soon as you click it, you add to cart or whatever the label was. Let me check.
Well, hey, and let's look here. Once you get down, so there's the buy nugs. There's the buy now button that's underneath our variant switcher. You scroll down, you hit features, and then another sticky buy now button pops up underneath and stays with you throughout the whole page. Love that. And also that it's not big. It is not taking up a lot of space. I mean, they have a sticky header that is nice and narrow. Not narrow, just not tall, short. And they have a buy now button that is short that stays all the way at the bottom, which I like a lot. I feel like a lot of our clients get sticky-itis, where they're just well, that needs to be in the header because that's important. And also the header needs to be sticky.
And pretty soon, nothing matters.
It gets to the point where it's just okay, well, a third of the phone screen now is just a thing that's sitting there the whole time.
Yes. Well, a phone screen is very limited. So you have to use sticky elements very sparingly.
I mean,
or you end up with no viewport.
It's editing. It's the standard thing of just if everything is important, nothing is important.
Yes.
So you need to edit yourself down to this is literally the most important thing. It's got to be two things.
So when you click buy now on this site, it just, and I'm set to the beta tester, so the subscription, it just drops you straight into the recharge subscription checkout. And I'm on mobile, so it's oh, do you want to pay with Apple Pay? So this whole thing, you go homepage, product page, checkout with Apple Pay, done.
All right.
This is a very optimized flow.
I did not take the subscription, and
all right.
I got kicked straight to the checkout. There's no cart page, and the cart and the checkout is not modified.
Let's see.
They didn't theme the cart.
Well, I think that's their logo.
Well, I'm on Nuggs, baby. I'm on checkout.eatnuggs.com. It shouldn't have the simulate logo up there. It should have the Eat Nuggs. I mean, they go so hard on the branding on this front end, and then they dump me into this black page with black buttons. I mean, why isn't this all red?
You're right. You're right. It's weird. It was better in the recharge checkout. It seemed to fit better.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in the one page checkout, which, hey, at least I can use Shop Pay here, and Apple Pay. So I appreciate that. Oh, well, that's interesting.
I mean, that's a real misstep. I mean, it really trips here. I mean, they go so hard on the front.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. And suddenly the color, it's all black. Whereas it's because Nuggs is so unapologetically red. The entire thing's a single color.
It's one color. It's red.
So you're right. It is jarring to go from that. It creates cognitive dissonance, especially since like on the previous site, it's only in a single header, like an announcement bar that they just say Nuggs is now simulate.
Yeah. Who the
So
hell?
if you weren't paying attention, you're not weird like me, obsessing over it, you would potentially be startled. And this is an easy thing for them to test and see in their analytics. Like, do we have an unusual drop off between add to cart and reach checkout? Or, after they've reached checkout, do we have an unusual drop off between that and purchased?
Yeah, it should really only be like 60%.
All right, so going back to this site, I'm going to open up their menu.
60% of the previous, so down 40%, not down 60%. Oh, it says in the tech specs that serving size is 5 pieces. Get out of here.
I like to do 6.
What am I having, a snack?
Depends how hungry I am and what the side is. I like to make some garlic Parmesan fries to go with it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's good.
Barbecue sauce.
I put like a ghost pepper barbecue sauce or Helldiver wing sauce from Tacticalories. That's amazing. I put that on there. I dip my nugs in that. All right. Anything else we want to check out on the Nuggs site?
I like the top nav. If you go back and hit it, it pops down.
It is very nice.
It's very responsive. It's got 4 things. What is the difference? Product takes you to the product.
Okay, what's releases do? Oh, release notes.
It's the release notes. But buy a box. Oh, buy a box takes you to the checkout.
Wow.
What if I had nothing in my cart?
Interesting.
Check this out. There's no cart. How do I edit my cart?
You're right, there isn't.
Because this is the magic of literally only selling one product.
I know, the whole thing could just be like one squeeze page.
I mean, it's, again, go back to like my fantasies, my various store fantasies I have that we've never been able to do.
Your e-commerce fantasies.
Yeah, I just want I want a client or a store that sells literally one thing. Just a single SKU. And just optimize it so hard.
But that's a tough business model to have. And here, what they have done is it's a consumable good, and you could sell it on a subscription. And you could also buy, this is a product where it makes sense to buy in quantity. So here, they're treating it like a subscription. All right, it makes a lot of sense.
I wasn't going to mention this, but it's now happened to me twice. Anytime I hit the back button, the product page just doesn't load anymore.
Ooh.
Because they're trying to get so cutesy with all their freaking animations and all their little boppins and stuff.
They're boppins?
Yeah.
A technical term.
You know. I just feel like whatever trigger they have to trigger the animations is just like not working, or they're using some library.
I was able to replicate the issue as well.
Yeah. Anytime you hit back on the Nuggs site on your phone, the site breaks.
Huh. Yeah, now you're right. I went forward, back, and now I'm scrolling through it, and my 360 spinny box is gone.
The whole thing's gone until you get down to the reviews, which I'm assuming are just like static.
Well, for me, the stuff was gone, and then I started to scroll, and it appeared, but I never got the product box.
I'm telling you right now, because the space is all there. Like you could scroll down, so the stuff is there. It's just at opacity 0, and it's not triggering the little cutesy animation to have it fade in.
This is why I always avoid, as much as I love fade in animations, I avoid them because they break like this.
I hate fade in animations, and I hate when you're scrolling down through the page, the little animations, because in my mind, they trigger too late a lot of the time. Like you're scrolling down and you're like, where the fuck did all this stuff go? And then like the middle of the page is like gone. And then all of a sudden it pops in.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've seen it many. Well, I just scrolling through the homepage, it did it, where it's just like blank space. And then the release notes popped in. It said like, just load it in advance. And then you don't have that issue. That's how I use. I like to use those animations sparingly. Anything else we want to look at on here?
I mean, I guess that's it. They only sell one thing.
Well, there's more coming, so we'll have to revisit Nuggs.
It's our dream. It's literally our dream. We sell one thing, buy it or don't.
I'd also I would love to have someone from Nuggs on Twitter, and I'm starting to reach out to people. I'm trying to make that happen. So
yeah, you were extremely thirsty on Twitter.
You know what? When I love something, I'm in.
They got a big FAQ page that's good. If you go to help, go to the help page.
Oh wow, you text them.
You could text them or email.
And then there's, the top of the FAQ page, the header just says text us, and then or email.
Here's the problem.
And then we have our FAQ.
I got a question. How do I text them?
I just tapped it and it opened.
Oh, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm tapping on it. It's not doing anything. Yeah, how come I don't get that?
Weird.
Yeah, the FAQ, that's pretty cool. I think the text is too small. The answer text is way too small.
It is for mobile, it's tiny.
Yeah, I'd up that.
This is a good selection of questions too.
I'm sure. A little tip. Take note of every question you get emailed by any of your customers and write it down. And then, every couple months or so, go through the list of all the questions you've been asked and go, oh, that one got asked 4 times. That needs to go in the FAQ now because it was a frequently asked question. And head all those off at the pass.
Cha-ching. That's major key alert right there.
Yeah. Well, you're not hitting the button?
I just didn't have it loaded up. Sorry. I'm the idiot here.
Well,
You idiot.
yeah, very good.
There you go.